Yes, we are now recording.
Okay, awesome. We're good to go. Thank you for bearing with us while we get all of that set up. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Abigail. I'm the co-founder of That Clean Life. I also am joined with Tabitha here. And in today's webinar, we're going over some really great ideas that you can use to keep your clients engaged over the holidays, even maybe attract some new clients and bring some more revenue into your nutrition business. So we are super excited to go over this with you, and we know you're going to leave here feeling super inspired today. So what we want you guys to do is pop into that chat box, open up the chat if you're tuning in on Zoom. Where it says to, there's a blue box. I want you to change that to all panelists and attendees so that we can see what each other's saying. Go ahead, select that and say hi. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're joining us on Facebook, I see we have some viewers over there too. Welcome. If you could say hello in the comments on Facebook, give this video a thumbs up. We would really appreciate it. Okay, we've got lots of you guys coming into the chat. When you guys are in the chat, it makes it a lot more fun for us. So keep that chat box lit up throughout this entire webinar. Ask questions, whatever, chat with each other. This is an awesome group of health professionals here at That Clean Life. So definitely take advantage of our time together. Okay, guys, so again, today we're here to talk about how to keep your nutrition clients engaged throughout the holiday season. So it's really common to think that the holidays aren't a great time for health professionals. How many of you guys are worried about that? Let us know in the chat box how the holiday season typically goes for your nutrition business. But we're here to argue today that the holiday season can be a really great opportunity for your nutrition business. It's all about crafting the right offers. So we're not suggesting here that you launch a 12-week program at the start of December that's going to cover the holidays and New Year's season, but we are suggesting you put together smaller, what we'll call micro offers that will allow clients to work with you at a low price, low commitment, and give them a preview of what it's like to work with you, so that when you do launch your big program in January, you already have an audience lined up and they love what you're saying and doing. So what Tabitha and I did is we put our heads together and we came up with 4 really powerful ideas that you can take your nutrition business to the next level this holiday season. So all of these concepts that we're going to share with you today are concepts you can charge money for. So how many of you guys came out to our Attract, Nourish, and Convert challenge? Let us know in the chat, because if you did, the Attract and Nourish portions of that challenge were all about providing free value to your audience. And Convert is the time where you presented an irresistible offer to convert your audience into paying clients. So these ideas that we're about to share with you, you guys have already invested a ton of time into providing free value for your audiences if you were following along with that. So now is the time to present them with another offer that they just can't refuse. So these are lower cost, really easy to put together offers, all that you will charge for. We are not asking you to do anything for free. In fact, if you're not charging yet, this will really give you a boost to do so. We're going to take you right into That Clean Life, and we're going to show you exactly how to put these offers together. So we're going to walk you through how to create the resources. We're going to give you sample copy that will save you so much time when putting together these resources. The sample copy will be on our blog and also sent out in an email tomorrow, so you can access that. It's blogged at thatcleanlife.com. So if you want to use that as a template, it's there for you. And yeah, we're making this process super easy for you guys. We're giving you the ideas. We're showing you how to execute it. We're even giving you the copy. So this is going to be really great. I call this webinar a pot of gold, because literally we're doing everything for you. We're even going to share some price ranges, which is one of the most common questions we get asked about. What should I charge for this? So we're going to give you some ranges for that too. How does this all sound to you guys? Are you guys excited? Let us know in the chat box if you're ready to dive into this. And without further ado, it looks like a lot of you guys are. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Tabitha, to get into our first idea of 4 for the holiday season.
Awesome. Thanks, Abby. I will share my screen in just a moment. And I'm so excited to see how many of you are really jazzed about this webinar. So thanks again for joining us. You get out of this what you put into it. So keep that chat box going, ask any questions, and we will get to as many as we possibly can. So idea number 1. As Abby was saying, we put our heads together and we came up with 4 ideas. So the first one we've got is to offer a healthy for the holidays support and accountability challenge. So as we were mentioning, your clients want to stay on track during the holiday season, especially right now with everything that's going on in the world. They don't want to lose their momentum on the gains they've made. And this is why you could offer a holiday support and accountability challenge that is an easy and fun thing that you can do to keep your clients engaged and perhaps even attract some new ones. So like Abigail said, we're not saying you need like a 12-week challenge. We're thinking anywhere from like a 2 to 4 week challenge would be wonderful. You could start something this coming Monday on the 23rd, run it to the 20th of December, which is a Sunday. Or if you just want to do a 2-week challenge, you could start in December and then run it until the 20th of December. So how does that sound to you guys? If that resonates, I want to get into the platform and really show you how you would execute this, because it doesn't need to take all day to create something like this. You can whip it up in a couple minutes to a couple of hours, depending on what you're looking to put together for your clients. Okay, sounds good. So,
well, Tabitha fires up her screen share there. I see in the chat box, somebody's saying, do challenges always have to be free? And no, absolutely not. In this case, once you go up above a 5-day challenge, we really recommend charging for it, because then it consumes a lot more of your time and energy to run. So for this idea, this holiday support and accountability challenge that Tabitha is about to go over, we do recommend pricing it and charging for it. And we're going to go over pricing at the end. So back to you, Tab.
Definitely. We know that the new year is packed full of opportunities. So what we're trying to do with this webinar is really give you guys revenue earning opportunities for the end of 2020. Like, you can charge money for these resources. These are valuable resources that you're guiding your clients through. So don't hesitate to charge for them. And we'll go over pricing in just a moment. I want to get into the nitty gritty of how you would build a sort of accountability and support program like this. So first, before we're in the platform, I did want to make sure that you've checked out our ultimate guide to that Clean Life's holiday recipes. This is available over on our blog, and it's just a couple of the blog posts down. You can also search holiday inside the search bar and it'll come up easily. But the reason why I wanted to highlight this is because we've gone through and we've taken literally all of the recipes from that Clean Life that are holiday or seasonally inspired and broken them out into breakfast ideas. We've broken them out into festive appetizers and starters, and you can see they're all alphabetically organized. And same with holiday dinners and lunches, and then also seasonal side dishes. And then, of course, not to be forgotten, holiday desserts and snacks, which are my favorite. So this is a super thorough blog post that goes through anything that's seasonally inclined this year, but also could be put on your client's meal plan to get them really excited for the holiday season and hit their goals. So what I did is I actually went through this and, just visited the different columns to put together a meal plan for week 1 of my support and accountability offering. So you can see I've got breakfast all filled out. We've got some snacks that use apples, some butternut squash in our breakfast, eggs in a butternut squash nest. All of these are listed within the list that I just shared with you. But you can see I've got some holes to fill. So I wanted to show you how you can sort of continue to meal plan this and fill out those holes. So first off, we've got some snacks. And of course, I could just carry things over, make them really simple with this apple. But let's connect with our trusty list, and we'll head down to our holiday desserts and snacks and see what we can figure out for our client. So here's their desserts and snacks. And as I mentioned, they're already listed alphabetically. So if you wanted to include something that had more apples, those will all be at the top if they start with apple. But I'm thinking like something chocolatey, or like these hazelnut cocoa bites actually look great. So when you click on this and open it up in a new tab, it's going to open right in the platform for you. So it takes you right to the recipe. You don't have to search inside of the platform, and you can add directly to your meal plan. Just double check that the ingredients are on par with what you're after. You can also check the tags to make sure that they meet any specific dietary requirements that your client needs. And we're going to go ahead and fill out the rest of that meal plan. So this is our holiday support and accountability for week 1. We had to fill out snack 2, and I'm going to go ahead and fill out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And I'm going to add 8 servings. So once I do that, I can pop back over to the planner. And we'll want to make sure that we mark these last days as leftovers. So basically what we're doing here is we're graying these days out, because otherwise we've added 8 times 1, 2, 3, 4 servings to our grocery list, which is not helpful for our client. It means they're over shopping. So by graying those out, we're making sure that they've got 4 servings over 4 days. And then that way they've got enough as is. So super quick to add from that. And then we can also do the same thing with dinner. Of course, you can consult this trusty list and head up to the main dishes. But another option is to also use the filters inside of that Clean Life to round out your meal plan. So in the case of this week 1 program, we can always just consult our grocery list. So if you click on lists here, you'll notice it takes you right to the grocery list for this specific program. And if we want to hone in on items that we're already using for this client, we can do that. So we can see here, we're already using 3 2/3 of a carrot, so 4 carrots. And if I wanted to look for recipes that contain carrots that are also seasonally inclined, I can do that just by popping over to recipes. And if I just clear out my filters here, we can go ahead and filter. Remember, we're looking for dinners. So we want to add the dinner tag, and we want to find recipes that have carrots in them, since our clients are already shopping for carrots. This is a tactic I like to use when I'm rounding out meal plans to make things less overwhelming for your clients, so that they don't see a list of, 15, 16 vegetables on their grocery list. They're already buying carrots, so let's just add to carrots. And then we can scroll down and see what feels good to us. Maybe these maple roasted carrots and chicken. Roasted turkey breast and carrots actually sounds really good, because it is turkey, but without the all of the work of stuffing a turkey and making a huge festive dinner. So we can click into that to figure out if this is what we're looking for, and we can go ahead and add it to those last days on our plan for week 1. So that was dinner. You'll notice Saturday and Sunday open right up, because those are the 2 days that we have to fill in. And then once again, we'll go back to our planner, and we will mark that second day as leftovers and make sure we've got enough servings to span only 2 days. So we don't need 4 servings, we just need 2, because this is a meal plan for 1 person. Now, if you're going to run this as a 2 or 4 week challenge to help out a family, you can always increase the servings to ensure that you're covering the amount of people in that plan as needed. In this example, I just did for 1 person. And now we've got since we selected a meal that matched with our carrots, now we've got more carrots added. We've got some turkey breast added to our meal plan, and we have a full meal plan. We are ready to export this and send it to our clients. You'll notice I left snack 3 blank, and that was on purpose, because if our client wants to add anything else, they can, but in order to remove rows, you can just leave them blank. So when we're ready to send to our client, we're gonna go ahead and click export. And you'll notice that our meal plan is selected, our grocery list is selected. There's also notes accompanying each recipe, and those will be exported as well. If seeing the nutrition is important to your client, you can click this nutrition option here. Of course, we need to select a cover page. So we're going to select, let's go with this egg, corn, squash, and sausage hash, which takes that recipe photo and adds it to a beautifully branded cover photo. We've got all of our recipes selected. And then last but not least is our brief. So as Abigail mentioned, we have done the legwork for you here. We've written holiday briefs that you are welcome to use. So I've already added them as a snippet inside of that Clean Life. So if I click on view all, you'll notice that my holiday support and accountability welcome message is right here. And all of this is added here. So hello and welcome to week 1. And I'm going to introduce them to everything that they're seeing on this page, as well as getting them excited for this 4-week challenge. And then you would go ahead and export, which I've already done to save us loads of time here. So it would look like this. So we've got that acorn squash hash recipe photo, and we've got branding along with our name of the program. This is clickable, so they can click right through to your website. And then you've got your brief that's all organized here. So once that blog post comes out, you're welcome to copy and paste this copy. Make sure you edit it to sound like it's in your own voice. But you'll notice I went through what a grocery shop looks like, how they can meal prep so that they're saving loads of time, and then to join a Facebook group if you're going to create this into a challenge. And then we've got our filled out meal plan, followed by our grocery list, and then on to our recipes. And those will appear in the order that they need to: breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc. So how are we feeling about this, guys? Are you looking forward to starting a very short group program that you can charge money for?
People are pumped. Like, lots of people are asking questions about this. They
Great.
love that it is a challenge that you can charge money for, because like we said, we suggest doing this beyond 5 days. So we're suggesting like a 2 or even a 4-week challenge if you want to start it soon. Like you could run a 2-week challenge the first 2 weeks of December, especially for holiday support and accountability. That would be perfect. So guys, do you have any questions about running a paid challenge for the holidays? Let us know in the chat. I'm going to circle back with some of your questions that I've seen come in. So first question, Tabitha, was when designing a meal plan for a group challenge where everybody's getting the same meal plan, how many people should I set the servings for?
Great question. So I always like to set for one person, because otherwise you're assuming that they're shopping for more, and then your client may be over shopping. I think one of the worst things you can do is create a resource that has way too many items on the grocery list, and that requires your clients to overshop. Then they have food waste, when really they might just be making dinners for everyone, but the rest of the meal plan is for just them. So just communicate that with them on that in the brief, so that they know if they need to shop for more than one person on their meal plan, they can simply take the recipe card, which is included in your export. And let's say, for example, they wanted this breakfast to actually be for 4 servings, they would just double everything here. So that makes it nice and easy for them, and you're not encouraging them to overshop.
Okay. And yeah, I totally agree. Like making it for one person and then explaining how to scale the recipes and the list up if needed is great. If your audience is, that they're all couples, like you target couples, you work with couples, then you're going to want to design the meal plan for 2, and same with family. So it does depend on your audience, but when in doubt, start with 1 serving. So that way, for sure one person is eating the meal plan. Okay. Next question.
Overpricing. Should I do that?
Yeah, let's go into that. So that's coming up a lot. So people are asking, like, what would you charge for a program like this?
Yeah, I left out the juicy stuff. Sorry, I kept you guys hanging there. So we recommend charging anywhere from $30 to $60 per week for this challenge. So that means you could charge, $120 to $240 per participant, depending on if you're running a 2-week challenge or a 4-week challenge. You can even do a 3-week challenge. Those were just examples that we gave. And if you had 20 people register, you could earn anywhere from $2,400 to $4,800 using this price point. So make sure you're paying yourself for your time, guys. Throughout this webinar, we're going to give you suggestions on pricing, but you need to cover your time that it takes. And that's why we want to give you these resources that make it really quick and easy to make meal plans that come together quickly.
Awesome. Okay, so there's some price points that give you a good idea of where to start. Next question, and this is coming in, this same kind of type of question is coming in from lots of people. So people are saying, with this group challenge idea, do I create the same meal plan and send it to everybody? People are asking, what if my clients have different caloric needs? Or what if my clients have different likes and dislikes? Like, I would like to customize the program. And if that's the case, guys, if you have a niche audience that's better suited for customized one-on-one meal planning, then you're going to want to run a one-on-one holiday support program, which you would charge more for. But for this example, where we're talking about running a group challenge, you make one meal plan Everybody gets the same meal plan. It's a lower price point because you're not going in and customizing the plan for everybody. So if this isn't the right fit for your audience, definitely we're going to cover this next on how to create a one-on-one program. But yeah, you do not want to be customizing resources when you're charging this low of a price point for a group program. So I hope that helps to clarify. Next question was about the snippet. So Tabitha inserted a snippet that introduced the challenge. We will be posting these on our blog. In fact, they're now live at blog.thatcleanlife.com. All of these snippets are there, so you can go grab them, and we'll also email them to you tomorrow so that you have them. And then somebody was asking, what theme are you using for the PDF export that you showed, Tabitha?
I'm using Modern. So it's actually, and will forever be my favorite for meal plans. I just think it's so clean and lovely. You can change your theme underneath your preferences. So you'll notice here, I went to your profile and then preferences, and you'll see that I've got Modern selected. And this is also where I added my snippet. So you can just click on new snippet here, and you can create your snippet as needed once we send out that blog post, or get started on your snippet now if you're feeling inspired. Don't wait for us.
Awesome. And there's a few more questions about this. So the next question was how to send the meal plan. So somebody's asking, Elaine, I think this question was from Elaine. Elaine's asking, do you send everybody, like if you're running a 4-week challenge, do you send all 4 meal plans at the start, or do you send them week by week? I would suggest sending them week by week. So maybe on Wednesday, you release the meal plan for the following week. Just because from our experience, we found that people can get very overwhelmed if you send them 4 weeks of meal plans, 4 grocery lists, and a bunch of recipes all at the same time. So sending them week by week can make it less overwhelming and make it more approachable, because by the time you send that week 2 meal plan in the middle of week 1, they're already well into week 1, they're getting the hang of things, and it'll make them feel a bit better.
It also helps you course correct for later weeks. You know, maybe you heard awesome feedback that there's so many chocolate treats and you want to continue with that theme. So you can continue with that theme for your clients.
Yeah. And then we're getting a lot of questions about what else is involved in this challenge. So we're suggesting you definitely provide weekly meal plans, grocery lists, and recipes, which you can create on That Clean Life. So that will be like the core part of your challenge. Like that's what everything kind of hinges off of. People, that's the challenge, right? To follow this meal plan. And then what else you offer is up to you. So we're calling this a holiday support and accountability challenge. So you're going to want to offer them support and accountability. You're going to want to give them a place where they can check in, connect with you, connect with each other. And that's up to you to put those things together that you feel will best support your clients throughout the holiday season. And I'll take this last question from Megan. Tabitha, Megan's asking, Sharon, a new one popped up. Sharon's asking what the best day to start a challenge is.
I find a challenge is best started on a Monday. That's also how our planner is laid out. Of course, you can change this to be any other day of the week that you'd like. You can also label it day 1 if that works better for your challengees, your participants. But a Monday is always a really great way to start so that people have the weekend to prep. And if they work off days, like if they're a shift work or something like that, they just know that Monday is the beginning of the week for most people.
Awesome. I'm glad you showed that, because Rebecca's saying she didn't know you could change the labels.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, all the labels on the meal plan, days
All
of the week,
these
are customizable, and same with the meals along the left-hand side. So
you could make this like pre-workout, hit enter, edit label, change it to anything you'd like.
Pretty magical. Okay, cool. Last question is, will there be a replay of this webinar? And yes, there will be. So that's the idea for a holiday support and accountability group challenge. Let's move on to idea number 2 for now. And I'll turn it back to you for that one, Tab.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So idea number 2, it's like you guys are reading our minds in the chat asking, how do I create customized options? And if your practice doesn't focus on group programs, or that's just something that doesn't fall in your wheelhouse and one-on-one is where you thrive, then stay where you thrive. create a holiday support and accountability one-on-one program for your client. So, you know, we see you guys out there crushing your one-on-ones. Don't stray from what works for you or what you know. Just really amp it up this holiday season before hitting the new year rush. So we really recommend making this like a 3 to 4 week program. Same idea. You can do an initial intake assessment. And during this initial assessment, you would set holiday goals with your clients, really meet them where they're at, and you can get to know their needs and what that looks like through our meal planning assessment tool. Has anyone here used our meal planning assessment tool? Let us know in the chat. I'm going to walk you through it just for those who haven't heard of it, but you can access it through our website, thatcleanlife.com/books. I will pop that in the chat. And you'll notice that it's just down towards the bottom here where it says meal planning assessment tool. So when you click on that, you're brought to the ability to enter your email address and get the download. And the download is a PDF that looks exactly like this. And what you can do is it's essentially an intake form, but we've already done a ton of the work for you. So be sure to read the introduction, be sure to read the instructions on how to use this here. But you'll notice it's just done through a Google form, which makes it so handy for you guys to edit and very easy for your clients to fill in. So you can just click on this meal planning assessment form. You would make a copy of it, which is then saved to your Google Drive. So if you're curious about where it's saved, just check your little photo up here and to understand what account it's saved in. I know that's confusing for some people. And then you'll notice that we've got a whole welcome message that you can completely edit to make your own. All of these tell me about you questions, and then also tell me about your current lifestyle. So we would encourage you to change this over to make sure that you are catering to your clients' needs for the holidays. So ask them, are they going to be traveling over the holidays? Are they going to be seeing family members? Will they be cooking for many people? Will they be cooking for one person? You know, things look very different this time of year. So people are going to be rocked a little bit from what their current celebrations are. And you giving them the ability to meet them where they're at through this form is really going to help them go above and beyond and be the difference between them hitting their goals and feeling a little bit left out from their goals and like they've faltered a little bit. So once you've done that, you've gotten information back from your client, then you would pop into the platform and you would make a meal plan based on their feedback. So I went with a fake client whose name is Michelle. I started to create a meal plan for her already, much like, oops, I just brought up the same one. There we go. So you'll notice I've labeled this holiday support and accountability for Michelle. And Michelle got back to me saying that she's, usually tight on time with the exception of weekends. She really dislikes mushrooms. She's got some kids in the house, so she wants to be nut-free. And I could input all of that into That Clean Life in order to find things that work for her. So whether that be using your smart filters up here and putting in things like nut-free, and then entering all of the ways that mushrooms show up to exclude them, you can do that there. What I personally like is going into the recipes tab and creating a bookmark based on what Michelle likes. That way, whenever I plan for Michelle for the following weeks, my filter work is already done. So I'd open up my filter. I'm going to filter for nut-free items with Michelle, and then also exclude all of the ways that mushrooms show up. So they show up a few different ways. Don't ever let this discourage you from entering things one by one, because you only have to do this once. Once you've entered all of the ingredients that your client either doesn't like or needs to avoid outside of our tags, of course, we have like dairy-free, gluten-free, all of those, all found under tags here. So you can include like dairy-free, gluten-free, anything else that she needs to exclude as a whole food group. But if she just really dislikes mushrooms, you can add those to the exclude ingredients here and filter. And then once you've done that, you can save this as a bookmark. So I just go ahead and click bookmarks up here. Create bookmark down here, and I'm going to name this as Michelle so that whenever I come back to meal plan for her, I know that I don't have to do any legwork. I just apply Michelle's bookmark. And I include the date that I created this on just because I find it helpful to know that that's when the intake form was submitted. It's just great to fall back on in case you need to reference this at any other point in time. You know, maybe she comes back to you in 6 months' time and says that things haven't changed and she wants some more meal plans to work with you for another 4-week program, then you can easily access her bookmark then. And then the cool part is that if I clear those filters, so all that hard work I did on the mushrooms, I can just apply a bookmark by clicking on her name and applying all of those filters. So we can do it that way. However, because we've gone through and created this ultimate guide for you, I think that this is actually a really great way to find what you're looking for your clients and really round out their meal plan. So as I mentioned for Michelle, if I go back into her plan, I've nearly completed her plan. You'll notice I have some dinners to add, and she had mentioned that she's tight on time. So I started by finding these slow cooker recipes, which I just did by, doing Control F and typing in slow cooker. And you'll notice we've got some slow cooker options here for desserts, but some Swedish meatballs and then some mains here, which you can always scroll up and see where it falls under. So that's how I initially added those. Now, because these are heavier dishes, I'm thinking throughout the week, I probably want something a little bit lighter, like salads and soup, which you can do by doing that same way. So if I just go Command F or Control F if you're on a PC and find maybe some salads, if you spell it right, and we can find everything that's highlighted here, that would be a really awesome salad. So any one of these will do. You'll notice that these are falling into the festive appetizers and starters, which should never prevent you from adding those as an option. So like this citrus beet salad, for example, remember, right click, open in a new tab, that will open in the platform for you. And what we can do is we can totally create this into a meal if the nutrition is too low as a meal for us. So we can see here that this one already has chickpeas in it, but if we go back to Michelle's planner, and just like that trick that I showed you before, we can head into her grocery list. Nope, wrong plan, for Michelle. There we go, for Michelle. And we can see she's already buying a bunch of, like she's got chicken breasts that she's already purchasing. So maybe that would just be a really easy add-on as a side dish. So if we head back into our planner and we wanted that beet and citrus salad, so we can add that really simply by going here and searching for a beet and citrus salad. Beet and citrus, oops, oh. We'll do it this way. Beet and citrus.
I think it was at the top when you hit beet.
It's because I'm spelling it wrong. I know it is. Citrus beet. I knew it. There we go. Perfect. So if we go ahead and add that, well, I'm going to just add 2 servings so that we can add another dish and mark our second day as a leftover. And then to make this a full-on meal, we can just add a side dish of chicken. So if we click on that photo and click on side, then I can go ahead and search chicken here. And we've got like easy ground chicken. I actually really love leaning on this shredded chicken recipe because it's just shredded chicken breast and it's so simple. So we can add that to both days as like a topping on top of their salad and toggle as a leftover. And then we can do the same sort of thing, but I'm thinking since we already went with a salad that was wintry, we can do the same thing with a soup. So I'm going to do Command F and I'm going to find a soup that works for us. Like this is one of my favorites, creamy roasted garlic and kale soup with cauliflower. So if clicking into the platform doesn't work for you, just feel free to copy that. That way you're not entering the wrong name like I was doing. And then you can just paste and it will show right up. And then again, I'm just going to add 2 servings. You could have them add 4 servings and then just instruct them to freeze the rest if you want. it doesn't really matter. But this is much like the salad where it was found underneath appetizer. So you can see like the caloric intake is quite low for a whole meal. So what you might want to do is actually edit this in order to have them include maybe some lentils on top of the recipe. Or if you don't want to edit the recipe, you can add a side dish. But for something like this, I actually really love topping this with just like cooked chicken breast. So in order to make a change to a recipe, you can, once again, if you guys are new here, you can make any changes to any recipes that you want. Don't ever feel boxed in by what's included in the recipe. So we would just make a copy. And I'm going to remove the word copy from the end. I'm going to remove our vegan tag as well as our vegetarian tag because I'm going to add some chicken. And then I would just go down to add ingredients. You would type in chicken breast. So I'm going to go with cooked chicken breast. So this is something that she's already prepped and has on hand. And I believe this is for 4 servings. So I'm just going to go maybe with 12 ounces. And just like that, that's added in all of your nutrition information updates on the right-hand side. So now we've got like a nice round, more of a hearty dish for dinner. And then we would just finish that off by having her top the soup with chicken breast. So it says add the roasted vegetables and remaining stock, and then it's bringing it to a boil. So then once it's pureed, you would divide into bowls, top with chicken, and enjoy. And then you save the recipe. So really important to note here, you'll notice that when we save the recipe, we're now in our recipe box. So now we have to add this version of the recipe over into our planner. So you can do that one of 2 ways. You can add directly from here and you would just select dinner and add the day. But what I'm going to do is head back into our planner and remove this one so that I can add our version, our edited version. So I would just go ahead and search for creamy roasted. And now you'll notice that our version has a purple check mark right beside it. And that's how we know it's different from the one above it. I mean, you can also look at the caloric and macro breakout, but this is a surefire way to tell. It's just with that purple check mark. And then we would just do the same thing. We would mark this as a leftover. And just like that, we've rounded out that meal plan for our one-on-one client. So this is our client who has come to us and said they don't like certain things. This is not for group programs to individually cater to your client. And then you would do the exact same process we did before, which is go to your export. You would choose a cover page. So this chorizo and squash breakfast hash looks good. And then you would enter a snippet or a brief. So anything that your client needs to know about this meal plan, you would do that. And once again, I already created this snippet, but you can do the same thing once we roll out that blog post, just making sure it sounds like it's in your own voice and it's completely customized. And then you would go ahead and export. And I've already done that to save us time. And we've got this holiday and support accountability program for Michelle. And our brief is all rolled out there. In order to get these grocery list tips, shopping tips, etc., I just made sure, oh man, I keep doing that. I just made sure that this was highlighted and used as a heading. So that's really the key there so that you can bring in your branding and your branding colors into your brief. And then we roll right into her meal plan, and then we roll right into her grocery list, etc., etc. And everything is there. So should I get into pricing now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. So for pricing for something like this, keep in mind, this is the exact same kind of support that you're already lending to your one-on-one clients. So this should fall in line with your current pricing because you're not really steering any differently here. What you're doing is bringing in a holiday theme to it. So as a starting point, we recommend charging $100 to $150 a week for a one-on-one holiday support program. So if this means if you're working with your clients over like a 4-week period, you could earn, $400 to $600 per client. And if you attracted just 4 new clients to sign up, you could earn up to $2,400. So again, if you're a more experienced health professional and you have an established one-on-one clientele, this might be something that you're looking to charge more for. Cover your time, cover your resources. How are we doing for questions?
Not too many questions about that one. The meal planning assessment form is at thatcleanlife.com/books. And also, how many of you guys are users of Practice Better? How many of you guys use Practice Better to manage your clients? Let us know in the chat. Because if you do, the meal planning assessment form is built right into Practice Better. We worked with them to get that in there for you guys because we know lots of you guys use that. So it is already there for you. So discover it there. Okay, so that was the one-on-one program. So those are two really great ideas, and whatever works for you guys best. You could even do, like, I'm going to throw this out there. This is wild and crazy, but you could even offer two types of support and accountability programs. You could run the group challenge at a lower price point for those who just kind of are happy with the one size fits all approach, or you can run a one-on-one kind of added layer on top of that where they pay more to get customized weekly meal plans from you. So those are just some ideas. So let's move on to idea number 3. And I'm going to start up my screen share to take you into that one. Okay. So let's talk about cooking classes and workshops over the holidays. So our idea number 3 is to offer a healthy for the holidays online cooking class, workshop, or a series of classes. So we actually featured a bunch of our members on our blog, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, that showed how a lot of our members have taken their cooking classes and their nutrition workshops online during the pandemic. So if you haven't checked that out, do so. It's really inspirational. But if you are considering offering online classes or workshops, or maybe you live in a place where you're allowed to meet in person, so offering in-person workshops or cooking classes, the holiday season is a great time to do it with a healthy twist. So you can teach your clients to, do healthy holiday treats, or a healthier holiday dinner menu, complete with an appetizer, a main, a side, and a dessert, and some fun cocktails. You could do a workshop on keeping your immune system strong over the holidays, or say nutrition to support your mental health during the holidays. There's so many ways you could do workshops and cooking classes with a holiday spin on it that really speak to your clients' needs during the holidays. Because, all of you guys are working with different niches. They struggle with different things. So it's really important you own in on that thing that they're struggling with. So when hashing out the concept, you could choose to run your class as a workshop where you're kind of teaching concepts, or you could do it as a full-out cooking class where you're teaching them how to actually make things. You could do it as one single class where you're focused on a very particular topic, or you could run a series of classes throughout the holidays. Like, let's say you do a cooking class every Wednesday night and you focus on a different topic every time. So once you've chosen the topic, you can use That Clean Life to create the materials for your cooking class or your nutrition workshop. So let me give you an example here. If you hosted an online cooking class called Healthy Holiday Baking Workshop, you could use That Clean Life to put together a collection of, say, 3 to 5 healthy holiday treat recipes, and then export it as a PDF that you'll give to people when they sign up for your workshop. And that's what they'll follow along with during your workshop. So what I've done here, Tabitha's already gone over like a lot of the nitty gritty of the platform. So I'm going to walk you through it real fast. I've created a plan. I've called it Healthy Holiday Baking Workshop. I've added 2 desserts, which I changed this to. I added apple crisp, pumpkin pie tarts, and I added a drink of hot chocolate. That's what I'm going to cover in my Healthy Holiday Baking Workshop. Once I've got that together, I'm going to export it. And like Tabitha did, I can add a brief that shows people, that talks people through what they need to know about this. So I'm going to put in my Healthy Holiday Baking Workshop snippet, which goes over everything they need to know. And then I'm going to hit export. So when I download that, I'll have a beautiful front page cover with the first thing we're going to make on it. My name, my logo, all that good stuff, an introduction to the workshop. So I say, welcome to our Healthy Holiday Baking Workshop. The live class is taking place on Friday, December 4th at 7 p.m. In this document, you'll find 3 healthy, delicious treat recipes we're creating during our cooking class, along with an itemized grocery list. Here's how to prepare for the class. Here's what we'll be talking about. This is going to be jam-packed, so bring a friend or the whole family and let's get in the holiday spirit. So that is my brief. Again, guys, we'll send you that example later on. I outline the desserts and the drink we'll be making, and then they get a grocery list so that they can go out and get the ingredients they need to follow through and make all these things together with me. And then all the recipes are in this package too. So not only will this act as a guide that you can use through your workshop and cooking class, but it also is something that they can keep forever and refer back to. So that's how easy it is to create materials for your workshops or your cooking classes using that Clean Life. Now, let's talk about pricing. So a good starting point for pricing your online workshop or cooking class is $20 per class. This should be higher if your class is longer, or it really depends on the type of content you're teaching to, if it's more advanced content. You would also need to factor in that this is for an online version of your workshop or cooking class. If you're doing this in person, you would have to charge a lot more for that because you're generally providing the ingredients and you have to pay for the venue of where you're hosting it and all that stuff. So you'd have to factor that in. So the cool thing is for online workshops and cooking classes is that you can typically charge less and attract a lot more people. And again, you could increase the price point by running a series. So instead of just charging like $20 for one single like healthy baking class, you could do a healthy for the holiday series and charge like run 4 classes and charge $80 or more for that. Okay, any questions about online cooking classes or workshops before we move on to our 4th and final idea?
So we did have Ray who's asking, what are some of the ways that you could advertise something like this?
Yeah, and that came up for the free challenge too. I saw that question in the chat box. So guys, with all of these offers that we're talking about, they will do you no good unless you promote it. So really, it's the same across no matter which one of these ideas you decide to execute on. It's all about getting the word out there and setting up a solid marketing plan. So we really recommend promoting your workshop on social media, writing blog posts about it, sending out emails, getting into your local Facebook groups. If promotion is allowed, a lot of them allow promotion on certain days. The pandemic makes it a bit harder because we used to say, go to your community center and get in front of groups there. But that makes it a bit more difficult. Some people, depending on your audience, even still love flyers. There's so many different ways you can promote it. Is there anything I missed there, Tab?
Nope, I think you hit everything on the head.
And there's also paid advertising too.
Yeah,
so I noticed that some of you guys said that Facebook, you haven't got much traction for it, but if you did a promoted post and spend a little bit of money on, reaching a wider audience, that might be helpful too. But when it comes to paid offerings like this, guys, it's so important that you have your audience built up already. That's why we really preach the lead magnet thing and doing free offers like challenges and stuff. That way, when you do present a free offer, you have an email list built up of people you can market to. You have your social media channels built up, and it makes your life so much easier. Starting from scratch and having no audience and nobody who knows, likes, or trusts you, and then trying to sell something is super difficult. So we really recommend laying the groundwork first and really attracting and nourishing your leads.
We do have one more, Abby. If you want to speak to, I know that you built this in the planner and you're going to go over collections in just a moment, but Tracy was saying that she likes to have people prep a few things before a cooking class so that they can maximize their time together. Did you want to just show what a prep guide looks like and how they can utilize the ones from our program?
Yeah. So up here, guys, we have the programs tab. All of our pre-made programs, which we have a ton for, I think we're in the 80s now, come with a guide. So if you click on guide, we'll open up a Google Doc where we outline exactly how you would prepare to follow that particular meal plan. So definitely use this as a template. You can go in and make a copy of this and kind of wipe it all out and type up your own little prep guide for your workshop and include this as a part of the resource they get in the PDF when they sign up. You can also include prep notes on the brief if that's easier for you. Either way, it kind of works. Depends on the formatting, I guess you need. If you need a table to outline it, I'd recommend going this route.
That's it for questions. You can move on to number 4.
Okay. Let's move on to our fourth and final idea. How are you guys doing? Are you hanging in there with us? Are you loving this? Let us know in the chat. Hype us up so we can get through the rest of this together. Idea number 4 is offer a healthy holiday ebook. So many of you guys sell recipe books and meal plans online already. The holiday season is a really great time to release a holiday focused ebook. People love it. And here are just a few ideas of some of the things that you could put together using That Clean Life. You could do 20 healthy gluten-free holiday dessert recipes, 21 cozy one-pan dinners to keep you healthy throughout the holidays. One-pan dinners are the best. You could do 40 healthier holiday favorites where you take like those classic, not so healthy holiday recipes and add a healthier twist to them. Or you could do like the ultimate guide to a healthier holiday dinner where you put together different dinner menu options. Of course, we always recommend you customize these ideas to suit the needs of your clients. So for example, say you guys work with clients who have Crohn's disease, you'd want to make sure that the title of your ebook and the content within it really helps people with Crohn's disease. So use That Clean Life to create your ebook. So let's say I want to get after that idea of 40 healthier holiday favorites. So I'm going to provide healthier alternatives to classic holiday recipes. Here's how I would create something like that in That Clean Life. So for this one, I'm going to create a collection. And I know there's been some questions about collections in the chat. I'm going to choose to do a collection for this, and here's why. This is a collection of 40 recipes. This is not something I want to give people a grocery list for. This is not something I need to set the servings and the portion sizes for. So it's a perfect idea for a collection. If I wanted to create a healthier holiday favorites meal plan, then I would build that on the planner. For collections, you can export collections of recipes and recipes only. So that's what I'm going to do here. That's going to be my ebook. So guys, I went to that blog post, The Ultimate Guide to That Clean Life's Holiday Recipes. I chose 40 that I felt were healthier holiday favorites. I added them to a collection, and now I'm going to export this collection. I'm going to click recipes. I can choose a cover page, so I could put that baked brie on the front page cover. And then again, I can add a brief. I'm going to remove my workshop brief, which I didn't export before. Healthier holiday favorite ebook. Again, we'll send this to you. And then I can click export. And let's open that up. Got your front page cover, healthier holiday favorites. You have my introduction that says, thanks for purchasing my ebook. My name's Abigail. Here's what I do. Tag me on Instagram. And then all the recipes. So this is really cool. I would love to get something like this. I would buy this ebook. It's a lot of great holiday recipes that people will be excited to make, and we'll teach them about how to make recipes in a bit of a healthier way. So that's how easy it is, again, to create this using That Clean Life. Like I said, all of these ideas are super easy to execute using That Clean Life. Once you have created this, it's time to get it up for purchase. There are many ways you guys can sell your ebooks. For those of you guys who are already selling ebooks and meal plans online, pop into that chat box and let us know what you're using to sell them. Help your fellow health professionals out here who don't have as much experience. I have personally sold ebooks on a site called gumroad.com. I know a lot of you guys use lead pages. Some of you guys even use Shopify to sell digital downloads. So those are all options. Some of you guys are on websites that have plugins that allow you to sell digital downloads there too. So check that out if you want it available on your website. Okay, and just like any of these services, like I said before, it all comes down, like creating this is awesome, but it comes down to your marketing strategy and how much you promote this to convert people into paying downloads, I guess you should say, for this one. So what you charge for your ebook will depend on the content that's included, and there is no magical number for what to charge for an ebook. I have done some research and I've seen nutrition professionals charging anywhere from $30 for an ebook all the way up to $150. So that's a wide range. That goes to show you that there's not a right answer for this. So again, big range, depends on what's included in it. But guys, I want to caution you, please do not sell your resources or your services or any of these offers for a ridiculously low price. Don't go in at like a $5 price point, because this really devalues your hard work. It devalues your expertise as a nutrition professional. It's not good for the industry as a whole. And it's going to make it really hard for you later on if you want to raise your prices and charge more for a program in the future, because people will come to expect that from you. So avoid that trap of thinking you need to charge an insanely low rate to get downloads or to get signups, because you do not. When you create a resource that appeals to your ideal client and solves a need for them, you can charge for it and they will pay money for it. Okay, any questions about the holiday themed ebook?
So we've got a couple that came in. Can you go over how you would reorder these recipes if they didn't import into your collection the way you'd like them to?
Yeah, so before exporting, I still have the export dialog up here, so this is perfect. So this is the export dialog, what you see right before you hit export, and all of these can be dragged and dropped, so you can reorder these into whatever order you want. So I've put all the sweet recipes together. You could also I've put like the more savory stuff to the bottom, so you can just drag and drop them into like whatever order you want by just clicking those I don't even know what you call that icon, the bunch of dots, the collection of dots.
And if you want a larger screen, you can do that on the screen behind it too.
Yes. So it's there as well. So when I close out the export dialog, it's there in the collection dialog as well.
Yeah, perfect. And then while our focus today is on revenue driving options, we have had a couple questions of, can I create options to attract clients? And totally, guys, these are just 4 examples of how you can utilize these holiday recipes. But if you want to attract clients to sell like your big January program to, feel free to create, a smaller recipe book, a 1-week meal plan. Just keep in mind that when you're offering a free resource, it's not going to be like Abby said, that 40-item recipe book. You don't need any more than, 7 to 9 recipes as a free resource or a 1-week meal plan. A 1-week meal plan is more than generous enough as a lead magnet. And you can do that as prep for your January program if you're looking to attract and not actually make revenue right now. And that was it in terms of, that was it.
Okay. So guys, there you have it. 4 awesome ideas for the holidays. Which of these ideas resonates with you the most? Is it running a holiday support and accountability challenge? Is it running a holiday and support accountability one-on-one program? Is it running a holiday workshop, cooking class, or series? Or is it, what was my last one? Is it, doing an ebook, digital download for your audience? Let us know in the chat box which of these ideas is speaking to you, which of these ideas you feel like you can commit to over the holiday season. And for those of you guys who are already members of That Clean Life, you're all set to go. You have access to all of this stuff, all the recipes. We're going to send you the replay and all the copy you need afterwards today. For those of you guys who are not yet members of That Clean Life, I'm going to bring up the pricing page here so you can see it real quick. So I'm at thatcleanlife.com/pricing. So for those of you guys who aren't members, you're going to need to sign up to create this stuff. We have 2 membership options, $600 USD for the year. With our yearly membership, you do get 2 months for free. So you pay $600 instead of $720. And then we have the monthly option, which is $60 USD for the month. So use that little toggle switch there to switch between our monthly and yearly options. With our yearly membership too, as a bonus, we give you the Nutrition Business Growth Accelerator, which is our email course. And this breaks down for you how to attract paying clients, setting prices, group programs, all of that good stuff. It's designed to help you get a huge return on your investment with That Clean Life, because we always say That Clean Life shouldn't cost you money. It should help you make more money. So if you opt for our yearly membership, we'll throw in that totally for free. If you're already a yearly member of That Clean Life, we can hook you up with that. If you don't have it already, just email us at support@thatcleanlife.com. And if you're a monthly member of That Clean Life and you want this course, you can upgrade to yearly through your account settings, then send us an email and we'll hook you up with that course as well. So guys, let's end it off there for today. We've shared a ton of good ideas. We'll be sending out the replay, like I said, after this. We're super excited to hear about you guys executing on these ideas. So if you do, please let us know about your success and how it goes. And yeah, thanks for coming out, everybody. Thanks you, Tabitha, for being here with me today. And we'll catch you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.